All right, guys, today is a great day, so let's crack open a beer and let's talk about the all-new Latitude Carbon Speed Series climbing sticks. Pulsed. Hey guys, real quick, I wanted to tell you about the Mobile Hunters Expo coming to you in Kalamazoo, Michigan, July 28th, 29th, and 30th. We've got guest speakers Dan Infalt, Sam Ubble, Dieter Kochen, and Garrett Prawl, the DIY sportsman, as you all know him. They're going to do some really awesome Q&As and help educate people on gear as well as deer hunting and e-scouting. Tickets can be purchased at themobilehuntersexpo.com or at the door. They're $18 online and $20 at the door. This is a consumer-based show. It's open to the public, and we'd love to have you come up. It's a place for you to try gear before you buy it, as well as receive some amazing education on whitetail deer hunting. And you get to hang out with some of the coolest people in the industry. It's a really great place to come hang out with like-minded individuals, just like ourselves. Hope to see you there. Let's get into the video. All right, guys, so the price point on these sticks is going to be $80 a piece. It looks like you can buy them in singles, 3-pack, 4-pack, 6, 8, and 12. And they'll be $80 a piece no matter what. And then you can also choose the option to add a single step aider for $14. And I believe those are Amsteel aiders as well. So that'll help you get a little higher, maybe buy less sticks, depending on your style and your system that you like with your setup. I stealth stripped a couple of these because I just wanted to see how well it quieted them down. Like any person would already know, the stealth strip just takes the noise right out of them. It's really nice. But each stick comes like this. It's black. It's not going to have any stealth strip or anything, so don't expect that. You'll have to order that separately. So I wanted to talk about the X-Weave a little bit. It's actually a really good method to attach the stick. I can do it one-handed and actually with my left hand. Once you get the stick on the tree and get the piece of Amsteel around and under this first little hook right here, you can do it one-handed, probably with either hand. The other cool thing that I wanted to talk about that I really need to hit on is the weight distribution throughout the X-Weave. Everything is not hanging on this side or this side of the attachment method. It is evenly distributed throughout, and if you pay close attention as you put a stick on and then take it off, you'll be able to see that you can actually undo the Amsteel from the little notch here, and the stick will stay on the tree. You can actually apply some weight to it. Don't. I'm just saying, I did it. I just wanted to test it. Please don't try that at home. But the weight is evenly distributed throughout that. So, and the other thing you can do when you are going up the tree, if you're one of those people like myself that doesn't want, this hanging around in the wind, swinging around, getting a deer's attention so they climb the ladder, all you got to do is keep putting the X-Weave on the stick until it uses up the Amsteel, and it's so clean. So for a double step, these pack pretty flat. They're really nice. I wanted to show you a few things that could help you guys just get a little better. Of course, I unpacked the wrong thing here. So, what an idiot. So, you can see I've got these things just cinched tight together. So I'm going to show you how to do it. So with the Amsteel from your top stick, all right, so now you can see, they'll come right apart. So you're going to take the Amsteel from your top stick and run it through here. You're going to go 1, and then 1 more time around this side. Then we'll go through, but we're going to go underneath the stick, even with the bottom of the claws here. And then we're going to come underneath, and we're literally going to pull our sticks tight and just wrap. And then finish by putting the am steel through the slot there. And then just to kind of clean that up, we'll tuck it away in the am steel over here, just to kind of keep it away. I mean, literally, oh, nothing. Like, these are not going anywhere. Don't hit the deer. So, pretty slick. So we also wanted to address, these, when you hold these in your hand, they literally feel like plastic, a hard plastic. They're a little more rigid than I gave them credit for. I was a little worried. I actually did a few tests that we're about to show you, and well, they exceeded my expectations. Again, I can't tell you enough. When you feel them, it's just different not having metal. There's zero metal here. There's nothing metal. So when you put that on a tree and you put a 220-pound guy on it, jumping around, bouncing around, putting it on leaners, you name it, it's a little unnerving. But it passed the test. They also actually bite the tree multiple times. I set the stick, got on it, and then when I got off and went to take it off, I undid the X weave here, and it actually stayed on the tree. It was bit in so well, but not so much that it like destroys the tree. I do have some pieces of gear that literally bite a little too good, a little too aggressive. But this is, they bite well. So let's talk about ascending and descending the tree with these sticks. So I wanted to show you guys, there's a lot of questions about where you can put your hands. Since you have like the little hook on the outside, people wanted to know where they could place their hands so that they could hold on to the stick. It's actually not a proper way to ascend. You should be holding onto the tree and using your lineman's rope when you go up. And then I recommend actually using a tether on your way down. If you have like any kind of harness with a bridge, I would use a tether all day long over a lineman's rope. You can use both, but the best, if you use a tether, you basically can't fall as long as you tend the slack every time. And then as you come down, you pop a stick, put it on your side, toss it on the ground, however you do it in your system. And then you can just pull the tether that's wrapped around the tree right down and go right down to your next stick and keep popping them off. So I'll show you here, but we'll also give you some examples in the woods. 3 of my fingers fit right here. I can hold my hands right here, no problem. If you need to grab that stick, or that's just what you want to do to, make yourself feel comfortable. I know a lot of guys don't want to do something different, and that's fine. You can grab this, no problem. You can also stick your hand right in here, and you're not even close to where you're contacting the tree. So as long as you don't go like that, which you can't, you're just fine. So with standoff space, it's going to be pretty close to a beast stick. I am used to running the double steps from Eastern Woods Outdoors. Those are the sticks I run. I'm not saying there's not another stick out there with the standoff space, but I don't know that there's one with better. And if there is, I'd love to check it out. With that said, these have less standoff space than the EWOs, but they're about the same as the beast stick, and they're plenty for climbing. If you're a guy with like a size 15, 18 shoe, maybe you're going to need a little more space. I wear a size 10 boot, and it's more than enough. I can get right up on the stick, and I was being pretty pretty ballsy, we'll call it, with my climb. I really was stepping way out here on the ends and stuff. For those that are worried about them being slick because they're not metal or something, there's plenty of little bumps in there to grip. So I wouldn't worry about that. Now, I mentioned earlier, and I'm going to hit on it again, leaners. Um, that was probably the biggest thing I was worried about is a leaner. And I can't remember the exact tree. I want to say it was a white oak, but I can't remember. I put it on a smaller tree so that way there would be less teeth contacting it. The more teeth contacting the tree, the better off you are. The more grip you have, the more bite, I guess. But I wanted to put it on a small tree that leaned a lot and had a lot of movement to it. So that way, if it passes that test, then we probably don't have to worry about it on a softer tree that is more stable and not moving around and has all the teeth contacting it. Um, well, it passed with flying colors there. All right, so let's talk about something that happened to me the other day while scouting. I'm out on some public land and I had set the stick on the tree and then I pulled it down and wasn't really paying that great of attention. And I had this set of teeth on a knot probably about that big around. And it went probably about a third of the way down the knot. Kind of a no-no. Should always keep your teeth off of a knot. So as I ascended the stick, I got my feet and entire weight onto the bottom of the stick and it dropped a little bit. Again, my fault, stupid, and I was scared because I thought that I had busted some teeth on part of the stick or something. I didn't know how it was going to go down simply because I'm not used to a stick that isn't metal. Didn't hurt a thing. Couldn't believe it. Pretty impressed. Again, it's just really tough to accept when you have something with no metal in it and it doesn't break like that. Keeping in mind that it's not just holding 220 pounds when you drop suddenly like that. So they do have a little bit of flex from time to time in them. And obviously that's going to be amplified by a bigger guy. Um, I'd consider myself a bigger guy, but I'm just short for my height. I'm short for my weight. So one of the concerns that you could say is something that is valid. I don't know if this is a concern that you need to think about in a year, 10 years, 2 decades, whatever it is. I don't know, but it's something a buddy of mine thought of, and I wanted to bring it to light. So this notch, how long before this either gets worn out or eaten away from running the rope in there, and it doesn't hold this rope super tight? I don't know. This is not something that has failed. I just want to be clear that it could be cause for concern in the future. Again, I really don't know. I don't think it'll be a problem. And really, the biggest concern for me isn't so much safety as it's going to be, would you have to replace the whole stick? Because this isn't a part that you add. These are injection molded. So I think you could just do like a half hitch or something and you'd be just fine. It just wouldn't be the exact way that you are used to attaching them. I think by that time, you would probably have a new set of sticks anyways. I don't know that it's going to wear out anytime soon, but again, that's a question that can only be answered by years, hopefully years or longer of use, and there's nobody that has that yet. So I'll be looking forward to never hearing about that happening, hopefully, but I just wanted to bring it to light. All right, guys. So just want to give like my Jerry Springer final thoughts here. Um, First and foremost, we'll start with the attachment method. I gave it a 9.8 because it's freaking slick. Not only does it help you pack your sticks without any other method, it's a cool rubber band, Alex, but this isn't needed. The attachment method is all you need. You need no aftermarket anything to pack these sticks perfectly. They're quiet, they stay together, nothing comes loose. So 9.8 on the attachment method. It's also super quick, very easy. As you saw, I could do it left-handed, really nice and efficient. Strength and rigidity really surprised me. Like I said, I was trying to set the stick or ascend on the stick that I'd put on a knot. It dropped like that much with my weight on it. And I thought for sure the downward force, the tree like this and the teeth going like that, I thought they would, bend and snap. Didn't even bend or anything. Blew my mind. So we're going 9.5 on the strength and rigidity, way stronger than I gave it credit for. Um, Packability, 9.3, still very impressive, especially for a double step. They pack up super quietly, and again, the attachment method allows you to pack them perfectly. It's phenomenal. The bite and the set of the stick, I gave a 9.5. There were times, again, where I had them bit into the tree, put my weight on them, set them whatever, and I undid the X-weave and the stick just stayed on the tree. I was impressed with that. You also saw when I put it on the leaner, it didn't budge, and I was scared. I was scared more on that than most things that I have been before. So bites really well and stays set as long as you properly set the stick. Again, though, you can't be a moron and like bump the bottom of the stick or something like that's how we pop sticks off of a tree. So innovation, I gave a 9.5. I think it's a phenomenal idea. I think that, and this is all, subjective, of course, but it took a lot of time and money and effort to come up with this idea and bring it to market. And I know a lot of people are kind of pissed because they ordered them a while back and they've ran into a few issues or whatever with getting them into production or however that went. I don't know. But what I do know is it's the first of its kind, and a bunch of people have boasted carbon products, and no offense to them, but they haven't been brought to market. So I think this is a phenomenal thing, and it's going to change the way people are doing things in our industry, in my opinion. Um, I will add this though. I would say like the one, mark that they missed, which is surprising because generally they don't miss a lot. Um, would love to see this as a part of a system. There are companies out there that are known for having a system, and that's how they make their bread and butter. And that's how we make our bread and butter as hunters. When you have something as a system, it's more efficient, it's more quiet, it's quicker, everything about it. I would love to see these sticks somehow become a part of the system, or maybe sticks that they come out in the future with, become a part of a system with like their saddles and platforms and its accessories and all that. Um, Efficiency, I gave a 9.7. Super fast, light, quiet, durable, won't get cold like metal will, and very packable, again, for a double step. They pack pretty damn flat and super tight and quietly. So I really like that a lot. Price point, I rated it a 9. They're pretty cheap, 80 bucks a stick for a damn carbon stick. I'll take all those all day. There's a lot of sticks that aren't even close to this good that are significantly more in price. Um, Weight, I gave a 9. They're not the lightest stick on the market for sure. And a lot of people hear carbon and they want to hear that sub 1 pound and everything. And that's cool. But I think there's going to be a trade-off once you get into that super lightweight. We're starting to see it with tree stands. A lot of these, 6, 5, 4 pound tree stands, you know, they get a lot more flex than the 7, 8, 9 pound tree stands. That's your trade-off. To me, give me a little more strength and rigidity and, you know, forgiveness, and I'll take a couple ounces more. But, you know, they aren't the lightest stick out there, so I felt like a 9 was pretty fair. Um, Overall, we rated them at a 9.4. It's a phenomenal stick. I think they're going to do well for a lot of deer hunters. And I'm hoping to get to take some on a hunt or two this year, hopefully, and, you know, really beat the shit out of them, if I'm being honest with you. So if anything ever happens with these things, you'll know it. So, guys, thanks so much for tuning in, and we'll have a lot more content coming your way. A really good way to keep this stuff happening is to simply like and subscribe. Maybe leave a comment on what you thought of the video or the sticks or anything, and that really helps us, and it's free to you. Thanks again, and have a great day.